Alright, so now that you guys have seen the deck list, I wanted to go over some of the basic combos you can do with the deck. This deck can be pretty combolicious at times. Otherwise, it can be just win to pass with a Wendy setting a beast or something. So it can really just depend on what you have in your hand, so let's just go down with the basics. First basic combo you're going to get is Aleister plus a Clown or Light Monster in this case. You prefer it to be Clown because this can chain block, and then either Squamata or Wendy. This is like the nuts combo, like if your opponent doesn't hand trap you at all, or they don't have like Called by the Grave or something, or Nibiru. So this is like the, if you're winning, you're gonna win harder match, or harder hand. So, big thing is, normal summon Aleister. Activate the effective Aleister to search your invocation. Then you will not link off this just yet. You're actually going to go Invocation, sending the Clown and the Squamata for the Construct. Doesn't really matter where you put it. I still have OCD from Master Rule 4, so I still put it up here. So you go Chainlink 1 Construct, Chainlink 2 Squamata, Chainlink 3 Clown. Clown will summon itself, and I'm trying to you might want to keep it away from these two zones, because it can interfere with your zone placement later, but just as a good habit. You'll dump Wendy, or if you just had the Wendy, you just dump, or you dump the trap instead. But since you had Squamata plus Construct, you dump the Wendy and the trap, and then you'll use the effective Wendy. Get Aerial, same thing. I put it way over here just because it's easier for me. And then you will link off the Aleister and the Construct for cross. Then you will activate the effect of the trap in the graveyard, banishing Construct for cost, flipping Aerial. Aerial's effect will activate, you special summon Construct. Chainlink 1 Construct, Chainlink 2 Trawsheep, dodges Ash, so you don't have to worry about that. You can either dump, at this point you'll usually dump Eldol Fusion, just because you can make wind on your opponent's turn with it. And then Trawsheep will revive basically anything other than Aleister. It just matters that it's a Shaddoll. So you go there. At this point, you go link 2 into the Aleister link. Effect of Construct, adding back the Fusion. And now this is kind of where the rest of your hand plays in. From this point forward, if you have nothing else, you can at least go Wendy Caliga. If you have another Invocation, you don't have to go into Caliga. You can, or excuse me, if you do have Invocation, you'll go into Caliga, but you go into Caliga later. So you'll actually just link 4 in Appaloosa, or excuse me, link 4 in Appaloosa, and then you go Invocation, Banish, Summon the Caliga, and then you go Winda. But at this point, you're just going to do whatever you need to. So, Eldol Fusion, you can get rid of Squamata Aerial, Summon Winda, and you go Aleister effect, pitching a random card out of your hand. So I guess it's really a 3.5 card, but you'll search Invocation. And then you can go Invocation, banishing the Aleister in your grave, and another Dark Monster. You prefer it not to be a Shaddoll, just because you can revive that shit later. But you'll usually end up being one, unfortunately. And then you go into the Caliga. Then at this point, if you want to continue to extend, well, you can't extend because of window, but if you want to have follow-ups for the next turn, you can go Aleister again, searching another Invocation, just depending on what's in the rest of your hand. Other than that, that's kind of like the basic bare bones shenanigans that can go down. Now, you also have the Invocation engraved to recur the Aleister, that we have more plays, or you can boost one of your dudes if your opponent tries to swing over it. The next thing I want to go over is the basic only Aleister. So basically just normal summon Aleister, and you have no other cards. So let's just grab, for the sake of it, just grab a Terraforming. Like, this will grab you like massive plus, just depending, or as long as you don't get Ash, of course. But considering it's just one card, getting Ash here doesn't really matter because it's a 1-for-1. So you go Terraforming into Meltdown. Meltdown, search Aleister. I know I have him. There he is. And then Aleister, search Invocation. Link into the Almirage. And then you turn the Almirage into a Secure Gardener. Then you go Invocation, banishing the Secure Gardener and the Aleister to summon Mechaba. and then you go effect Invocation Grave, returning it back, adding back Aleister. So basically, normal summoning this is going to guarantee you that you're always going to have at least a negate, as long as it doesn't get interrupted. But a monster negate that's on 2500 body, or if your opponent doesn't have a way to deal with the monster negate, you can just boost this and swing over something, or you can normal summon it and do another play next turn, which is pretty cool. At this point, we're just going to go over we're just going to go over a few test hands just to see how good they are and see what we can do with them. This deck can usually at least put out one negate, or one negate plus a window or a Caliga with some other backup on it. So let's just go ahead and try it. 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the nuts hand that you saw earlier, so we're not going to do it again. But you could do it because this is access to Aleister, and this is, you had to either draw this or Squamata, so you just basically do the first big play that ended with Winda, Caliga, and Aleister Link on the field. So we'll do another hand while we're here. So we got Doll Fusion, Ash, Squamata, Foolish Burial, and the Trap. Okay, this hand is actually interesting. Let's see if we can play with what we can do with this. I'm pretty sure our goal here is to make the... this might be interesting. Let's go ahead and do this. We'll go Foolish Burial, and we need another doll in hand, or because we can't do the Nuts combo without another monster on the field. So what we might have to do here is go into the send the Hedgehog and then search a Wendy to see where that goes. So we'll dump Hedgehog, search Wendy, and then we can go Doll Fusion, sending Wendy Squamata for Al Capone. This is where Al Capone actually really shines, because it deals with one of the biggest garnets that you have in your deck, being the Trap. This is okay to draw on its own, but since Al Capone now exists, it's easier to pitch this and get another resource. So now we'll go Chain Link 1, Squamata, Chain Link 2, Wendy. Wendy getting, what do we want here? Probably a Beast, just because it's another resource generator that we can do with something after we pitch it. And then Squamata, we've already used Hedgehog, so we'll probably send Shaddoll Fusion just to recur later. That way we don't have to search it off Al Capone, but we can still if we wanted to. Let's see here. Let's go normal summon Ash, Link 2 into... Wow, this hand's actually really bad, because we can go into Verte Anaconda and then just go Winda Pass with the Trap in hand. Or excuse me, not the Trap in hand, with another card in hand, because we're going to pitch it to add back the Doll Fusion or add the one from deck. Yeah, this hand's actually just kind of bad. So this is the one we can afford to lose. And then we'll go effect to Al Capone, searching Doll Fusion, and then pitch the Trap. And then we can go Doll Fusion into Winda. And then Beast can draw a card. Let's see what we get here. Damn. We should have made the Aleister Link, because then we could have extended into a Mechaba, which is really unfortunate. But, you know, sometimes you get bad hands like that. That hand was actually really bad, because you only had the one Shaddoll in hand. If you had an Aleister in hand or a Doll in hand, you can actually go into a combo where you get Caliga Winda. But we drew into the one Squamata, because then we could have gone Foolish Burial, dumping the Damage Juggler, and then Damage Juggler effects search Trick Clown, and then we could have made Construct, but we couldn't with that hand. This hand's also not bad, so this time we'll actually go, we'll keep the Invocation, because we only have the ability to use that once. We might as well use it when we have the Aleister Link on board. So we'll go Link, or excuse me, not Link, Fuse 2 into Construct, Chain Link 1 Construct, Chain Link 2 Beast, Chain Link 3 Clown, Special, draw a card, dump off Construct, sending probably Squamata, and then Squat sending, interesting. Wendy would be interesting, because then we can get another body on the floor. Let's see. Squamata, send that. Go Link 2 into him. Nope, because these are 2 lights, we can't make the Aleister. So we'll have to go into something a little bit different. Maybe going into the... Maybe Al Capone might be the play here, because we can go effect set Wendy, or send Wendy, and then Wendy set Ariel, and then go Al Capone. But we don't have the trap, so we won't be able to get the nuts combo. So we might as well just go send Hedgehog, and then Hedgehog search Wendy, because then that way we can go into Al Capone, get another resource, and then recur the Shaddoll fusion. Because then we can turn this, we can turn these into the Aleister link, and then go Mechaba. So we'll go Eldol fusion, sending Beast and Wendy for Al Capone. And then the Chainlink 1 Wendy, and then Chainlink 2 Al Capone, targeting opponent's card. Or if you have like a random card, like here, we can actually go effect target Trick Clown, and now it's effects are negated, but but that doesn't matter because it's already basically vanilla. You're chain blocking the Wendy, which is really important. Unfortunately here, I don't know if we can get access to the... Oh, actually we can get access to the trap. So we are going to set Ariel and then go into the nuts combo. I'll show you how. We'll go Link 2 into Cross. Or no, excuse me. We're not using the Clown. We are going to be using the Construct. Link 2 into Cross. Chainlink 1 Al Capone. Chainlink 2 Construct. Construct will add back Eldol Fusion. Then Al Capone will search the trap and then dump the trap. That way we have access to that later. And then we'll go Trap, Banish, Flip, Effect, Summon Construct 1, 2. Special Summon the Squamata. This is also the point where you could also make Dweller if you were playing it, but I'm not playing it. You could go Appaloosa and then Dweller, and then you can go Invocation, you turn these two in Aleister, then you go into that. What was I doing? Oh yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Construct Effect. We've already used Beast, we've used Hedgehog, so at this point it doesn't particularly matter because we have Shaddoll Fusion engraved, so we can go into, we could probably just dump a rando that we don't need. So we probably won't need another Wendy in the main deck at this point, because we have 2 more Squamata in the deck, so we don't need more. Let's see here. Now we can go... We don't have access to Mechaba immediately. We have to go kind of minus to get the Aleister Engrave, just so we can make the Mechaba or the Purgatory or the Caliga. So, let's see here. We can go that, recur fusion. Yeah, no, we're going to do it like this. We're going to go link these two into Aleister. Effective Construct, adding back Shaddoll fusion. And then we can go linking these two? No, we'll go these two, because that way we can make window with these into Verity Anaconda, and then just for no reason, we'll target the Ariel. And then we'll go Invocation, banish Aleister and the Trick Clown, summon Mechaba, or you can also go into the Caliga depending on what your opponent is doing. But since we have access to the Trick Clown engrave, I'm gonna go ahead and make Mechaba. We can't recur the Invocation, unfortunately, because Aleister is not a Aleister in the banish zone, which is unfortunate. But we can go into set this, and then during your opponent's turn, you can do one of two things. You can wait, depending on your matchup, you might want to wait to go flipping Eldol Fusion into Winda until after your opponent's loaded up the Grieve a bit. So like against Salad, for example, when they make the first Wolf would be the time to do that, because then you can go these two into Winda, and then you'll go Chainlink 1 Squamata, Chainlink 2 Ariel, targeting like a Jack Jaguar, their Gazelle, Spinny. You could target another Wolf if they have it in the grave, but that'd be pretty cool. And then the Hedgehog, the Squamata, will send a card, probably Wendy, because you can get the Beast on the board if I didn't already send both. Otherwise, you can just summon another card. Squamata, we don't have another Beast, so we will go into Hedgehog. Also, if we wanted to back up a step before we get to your opponent's turn, if you're playing the engine, which I am currently not because I'm still waiting for some of the cards to come in the mail, but you could do this. You could go effect sending Neos Fusion, and then you can have the Neos Fusion, or then you have the Rainbow Neos, and then you go Eldol Fusion during your opponent's turn, and then you're having a 4,500 beater that can't be killed once. That is also forcing your opponent to kill it first, because if they don't kill it, then the next turn they're either going to have their whole back row or all their monsters spun, so they're going to want to make sure that's dealt with first. Otherwise, that's basically that combo. There's one more I want to go into, and it's just the Shaddoll Fusion combo, if you're going second. But I find that it's fairly inconsistent because of two things. One, if your opponent has an extra deck monster on their field, it's probably some sort of negation. For example, in the mirror match, you would be a Winda or a Caliga or a Mechaba. Against Salad, it would probably not be a negate. As of now, I don't really know how the format's going to turn out, but I doubt they're going to have any sort of negate. Or they're going to have a back row hate. So, like, for example, they're going to have, like, a Rage or a Roar, or whatever the one that's a counter trap. I keep forgetting it. But that would be how that goes. But it's worth going over because Shaddoll Fusion alone is just insane. So we will do such. We'll go ahead and add it to our hand. Say your opponent has I don't know, they have a random-ass Panzer Dragon out in your field for no fucking reason. So, we'll go Shaddoll Fusion, sending the Damage Juggler, and we will send Squamata. You're sending Damage Juggler here, not Trick Clown, because A, you don't want to use the Revival effect yet, and B, you don't want to use the Revival effect yet. Constructs. So, you'll go Chainlink 1 Construct, Chainlink 2 Squamata. This is the point where the entire combo gets messed up because everyone will Ash at this point because you're not chain blocking with anything. But you could have if you used Trick Clown, but you can't use Trick Clown for the Shaddoll only combo because you're going to need it later as a normal summon. That way you'll have two uses of it, not just the one. So you will go ahead and send the Trap, and you will send Ariel, or excuse me, not Ariel, Wendy. Effect of Wendy, set Ariel, and then you will go Banish Juggler, searching Trick Clown, then you will normal summon Trick Clown, go Link 2 into the cross, then effective Trick Clown, you can summon it. Nope, this actually has to be, fuck it, the monster's me right there because I'm lazy, and my fucking thing is going to make me all crazy if I don't. You'll go adding back the Shaddoll Fusion off the construct, then you'll go Trap Effect, Banish, Flip, Effect Ariel, Special, 1-2, Specialing Squamata, and then the construct will dump probably Eldol Fusion because we're assuming we have no other cards at this point, no other specific cards. So you'll have other cards in hand, most likely, because this is probably what you're going to do turn 2, just because your opponent's going to take the first turn. So, we will then go Link 2 into Aleister Link, and then Construct will add back the Shaddoll Fusion. Then you can go one of two ways. You can go either straight up into Winda using the Eldol Fusion, or you can go into Al Capone and then try to get more resources off that later. So let's go ahead and try that because you've already seen the Winda play. So let's just go in Al Capone, sending Ariel and Squamata for Al Capone. So then effect of Aleister and then chain Al Capone, target Trick Clown, pitching the Shaddoll Fusion, searching the Invocation. Now we go so if I had Appaloosa, which I don't, but you're going second, which means you can do this as well. You can go straight into Boral Sword, and then you can use the effect of Al Capone, searching Hedgehog, and then pitching Hedgehog, or searching Beast if you feel like you're going to get lucky and draw an Aleister. But in this case, we will probably... You know what? Fuck it. This would just search a monster that'd be vanilla anyway. So let's go ahead and see what happens if we send Beast. Effective Beast will draw a card. Nah, we got Dragon. But same thing. Doesn't really matter anyway. We'll go Invocation, banishing the Aleister Link in the graveyard. And if your opponent has an Ash, you can make Purgatrio, and then this would just be straight up game. Again, if they don't have any responses for any reason. Or you can go into the Mechaba, which would just be a negate on legs, which can be probably what you're going to end up doing regardless, just because this will protect you against whatever. And then if you drew something off of the, if you drew, say, a spell, you could stop stuff like, I don't know. What's a battle trap that people use or what's a spell card that people use in the battle phase? I don't know. Something random. I don't know, maybe anti-magic arrows for some fucking reason. Or you can stop your opponent by pitching a monster if you dump the hedgehog, and then that monster won't be able to trigger because unfortunately it's a cost. So, that is the basic long and short of it. There's not really... This deck isn't super complicated. It's nothing compared to like Spiral or nothing, but there's a few little combos that actually matter in this deck a lot. Just because you can end on a ridiculous board. I mean, in the homebrew build that I have, it's a lot more combo-licious just because you have access to Rainbow Dragon, or excuse me, not Rainbow Dragon, Rainbow Neos, which is just really crazy. You'll make boards of like Caliga, Winda, Predaplant into the Rainbow Neos, and then just spin your opponent's whole board, all their monsters, and then just attack for game randomly. You can also end on like, it also can brick really fucking hard too, because you have like 12 garnets because it's just how it works. But anyway, that's the long and short of it. This deck's really fun. I hope you guys enjoy.